Question 3 asks, which of the following is the sine of angle A in the right triangle below? That's this angle, angle A. And this question is very easy if you know what angle A is referring to and you know the definition of sine, which sine simply means the opposite side over here divided by the hypotenuse here, or 12 divided by 13. And that's the correct answer, C. However, what's hard about this question is remembering what sine, cosine, and tangent mean, especially if you haven't learned them. So let me teach you a way to remember what these terms mean. Let me start by drawing a triangle, which we will use as a reference. And here we will look at this angle. We'll just say, we can call it A again, but that's the angle we'll be referring to. And we want to ask, what is the sine, cosine, and tangent of A? Well, the thing to realize is there are several sides to this triangle. So one line here is opposite of A. That is, it's a line that's as far away from A as we can be. That's the opposite line over here. Another line is adjacent to A. It's pretty close to A down here. It's this line here, the adjacent line. Now there's actually a second line that's adjacent, but it's a special one. It's the adjacent line that runs at an angle. It's called the hypotenuse of a right triangle. So over here, this final side is the hypotenuse. If you can remember this labeling system, I'll just abbreviate because I don't want to spell it wrong. If you can remember this labeling system, now all you have to remember is the memory device Sohcahtoa. So Sohcahtoa. That's Sohcahtoa. And let me show you how it's used. S stands for sine, and the next two letters tell us what sine is equal to. So sine is equal to opposite O divided by the hypotenuse H. That's what the SO, this is this H over here, that's the So in Sohcahtoa. The C stands for cosine. So let me write that out. C is for cosine. And that is equal to, well, you can probably see the pattern now. That's equal to the adjacent A, that's this next letter down here, divided by the hypotenuse H. So divided by H. And then the final identity that we need to remember is the tangent. So this is the tangent. And that's equal to, well, now we can definitely figure it out, opposite over adjacent. Opposite divided by adjacent. That's the purple here. And if you remember this word, Sohcahtoa, you memorize it before your exam, I encourage you to write it down, make a song about it. Sohcahtoa, Sohcahtoa, how I long to see you. Write it on a piece of paper. Make it one of the final things you study before your exam. You probably want a piece of paper, especially for that. If you can remember and use this acronym, Sohcahtoa, then you will probably get a few extra points on the exam because problems like this are actually very easy. They're really just a matter of remembering these identities. Sine, that's opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent, opposite over adjacent. Sohcahtoa.